Antiques Roadshow expert brutally shuts down guest's claim about royal necklace, continued. Sarah Churgin, the jewelry expert on Antiques Roadshow, listened carefully as the guest recounted the necklace's supposed royal connections. The piece in question was a striking amethyst necklace, set in gold with intricate floral detailing, a style popular in the late 19th century. The guest was convinced that the necklace had once graced the neck of Lily Langtry, the famed actress and mistress of the future King Edward VII. With a polite but firm demeanor, Churgin began her assessment. "It's a beautiful piece, no question," she said, holding the necklace up to the light. "The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the amethysts have a lovely, rich color." But then came the reality check. The harsh truth behind the heirloom. Churgin gently explained that while the necklace was undoubtedly Victorian, dating it to the correct era for Langtry, there was no concrete evidence linking it to the socialite. "The problem with provenance," she said, "is that unless there's documented proof, letters, receipts, photographs, it's very difficult to confirm these kinds of stories." The guest had brought an auction catalog from 1929, which listed the necklace as part of an estate sale following Langtry's death. However, Churgin pointed out a critical flaw. This catalog doesn't specify that the necklace belonged to Langtry. It simply states that it was part of an estate sale that included some of her belongings. She went on to explain that many wealthy women of the era owned similar jewelry. Amethyst was incredibly fashionable in the late 1800s, Churgin noted. Queen Victoria herself wore mourning jewelry with amethysts after Prince Albert's death. So while it's possible this belonged to Langtry, it's equally possible it didn't. The royal connection, or lack thereof. The guest had also hoped that the necklace might have been a gift from Edward VI during his affair with Langtry. The future king was known for his extravagant presents to his mistresses, including lavish jewels, but Churgin was skeptical. "Edward VI did give Langtry many pieces of jewelry," she acknowledged, "but unless this necklace appears in a portrait of her or is mentioned in her diaries, we can't say for certain." She then delivered the final blow. "Based on the design and the lack of definitive provenance, I'd estimate its value at around 3,000. 3,000 to 5,000, a lovely piece, but not a royal treasure." The guest's face fell slightly, but she took the news graciously. "Well, it's still a family heirloom," she said with a smile. "And it's nice to know it's at least from the right period." Why these myths persist? Stories like this are common on Antiques Roadshow, where family legends often collide with historical reality. Many people inherit items with grandiose tales, connections to royalty, famous battles, or legendary figures. But as Churgin explained in a post-appraisal interview, people want their heirlooms to have a glamorous past. It makes the object feel more special. However, she emphasized the importance of documentation. A handwritten note, a photograph, even an old insurance appraisal can make all the difference in verifying a piece's history. Without such proof, even the most compelling family stories remain just that, stories. What the necklace reveals about Victorian jewelry trends. Despite the disappointment over its lack of royal ties, the necklace itself is a fascinating example of Victorian-era jewelry. Amethysts were highly prized during this time, symbolizing wealth and sophistication. The deep purple stone was also associated with sobriety. Ironic, given Edward VI's notorious love of excess. Churgin pointed out the necklace's intricate goldwork, noting that it was likely handmade rather than mass-produced. This was before the era of factory-made jewelry, she said. A piece like this would have been crafted by a skilled goldsmith, possibly in London or Paris. Could it still have a hidden history? While the Langtry connection couldn't be confirmed, Churgin left the door open for further research. If you can find a photograph of Langtry wearing it or a mention in her correspondence, that would change everything, she told the guest. Provenance can sometimes surface in unexpected ways. For now, though, the necklace remains a beautiful, if not royal, family keepsake. And as Antiques Roadshow often proves, sometimes the real value of an heirloom isn't in its monetary worth, but in the stories and memories attached to it. Final thoughts. The allure of antique mysteries. This segment highlights why Antiques Roadshow remains so compelling. It's a mix of history, mystery, and sometimes dashed hopes. Not every family treasure turns out to be a priceless relic, but each one carries a piece of the past. As for the amethyst necklace, it may not have been a gift from a king, but it still holds a century of family history.